Hello everyone, it's Dr. Manjiri Nadkarni back today with another interesting episode of Manjiri TV. So, today we're going to talk about fats. There's a lot of misconceptions about fat. A lot of people are afraid of cholesterol or they're really afraid of fats. And some years ago, almost a decade ago, all the health issues were like blamed on fat. And that's when people started low fat diets. So, right from your cholesterol issues to weight gain, fat was thought as the main culprit. And then people stopped having adequate amounts of fat. And what that resulted is in high percentages of dementia, right? Because your brain is a fatty organ, it really needs fat to function. So we've gone from a place where um, I'm just trying to see if I'm online. Sorry. I'm using a separate app, so I'm just going to test it out quickly. Yeah, okay. So we've gone from a time where there was really low fat diets, everything was low fat, they would take like, you can still see so many low fat things, right, in the market. Yogurt is like zero fat, and cheeses are like really low fat cheeses, and all the junkier, like crappy foods. Low fat is like, sorry, it's really bad for you. It's not really healthy, especially if you're taking the fat out artificially, right? So we went from a decent diet to a really low fat diet, and then the percentages of dementia have increased enormously. Now we are on the other extreme where keto has taken over the world, and everybody wants to go on a keto diet, and there's pretty much everyone I know that has at least tried it or wants to go on it for weight loss, and that's like a really high fat diet. So today we're going to talk a little bit about fats and understand that there's no need to be afraid of fats. There's no need to be afraid of cholesterol. So it is a product. It's a fat that's produced in your body. Your liver produces majority of the cholesterol. So if you have a lot of inflammation, your liver will secrete excess cholesterol, right? So it's a marker of inflammation, and there's no need to be afraid, right? And we're going to talk about the Ayurvedic view on fats as well. So, what Ayurveda says about different fats and how does it categorize? And today I'm going to talk about a few functions of fat and who needs to increase their fat, and how do you know that you need more fat in your diet. And then I'll also share one absolute no-no for having too much fat, right? So if you have certain, like, I'll be describing when you shouldn't go on a high fat diet or when you shouldn't have a lot of fat. So let's talk first. I'm using cue cards, that's why I'm thinking here and there. So the first thing is fat has enormous functions in your body. Every cell has fats in it, right? So going low fat is counterintuitive. There's a lipid bilayer on your cells, and you really need to have good fats. Fat helps produce energy or give you energy. Fat also helps insulate your body. So if you are somebody who's lost a lot of fat or tried crazy diets and lost a lot of weight, you will start feeling colder, right? Fat also protects your vital organs. That's an important function of fat, and it can also help with fat soluble vitamins. So certain vitamins like A, D, E, and K are fat soluble. So those vitamins, you need to have good amounts of fat in the body, and you need to take those in a fat, like with a fatty food or something for better absorption. So that's also the importance of fat. And the one thing people don't realize, that fat also helps proteins like function better or do their job better. So that's why having an egg in its entirety without taking the yolk out and just having the whites is a good thing to do. So if you are having eggs, like, go for the egg yolk along with the protein. Don't take the yolk out because it's good fat. Cholesterol is needed in your body for a lot of reparatory processes as well, right? Cholesterol can also make hormones. So your cortisol, your progesterone is made via from cortisol. So it kind of serves as the main molecule to create certain hormones in the system. So please don't go on like those crazy low fat diets anymore, especially if you're listening to this. Like, don't go low fat, right? It's the craziest thing you can do. So I'll talk about one thing when you shouldn't be having a lot of high fat diet or increasing too many fats in your diet. I've often in Ayurveda, we talk about something called ama, which is digestive toxins, right? So if you have a lot of inflammation in your digestive tract, you shouldn't be having increased fat. So what I mean by ama or digestive toxin is if you're eating food and if you have a really low digestive fire, your food is not going to get digested well. If you start eating more food on top of the undigested food, it creates a product called ama, which is like you can understand it as digestive inflammation or digestive toxins. And that's going to create a lot of joint pain, joint issues. That's going to make you feel sluggish and tired and heavy. And one of the signs is having coated tongue. So if your tongue, in spite of scraping it every morning, if it's coated, you have a lot of digestive toxins that are like situated in your digestive tract. So at that point of time, having a lot of fat in your diet is not going to help you. It's not going to get digested well, right? You also need a good functioning liver, a really good functioning gallbladder to secrete bile, which is going to break the fats down and ensure that fat digestion takes place really well. So you will need a strong digestive fire anytime you're going on a higher fat diet or increasing fat in your diet. If you are somebody who has no gallbladder, or if the gallbladder is not functioning well, or if you have like a lot of gallstones and your gallbladder is again not functioning well, you might not digest the fat, right? So these are a few things about fat that I wanted to mention. So now let's talk about what does Ayurveda mention about fat. So the word that we use for fat in Ayurveda is sneha, right? And sneha also means either fondness or love, right? So that is how important fats are for you to kind of feel that love, or feel that fondness, or just feel happy and nurtured or nourished, right? So fats are extremely important to feel stable or grounded or nourished, right, to the core. So if you're on a low fat diet, you'll see that you just are generally irritable. But when you start increasing the fat in your diet, you start feeling that self love, you start feeling that love, you feel a lot more grounded and calm and just happy, right? So people who eat good fat are generally happier than the others who are like on low fat diets. So who should be having more fat and when? The first thing is we are in fall season, we are in winter season, sorry. So from fall to winter, you should up your fat intake, right? And that's extremely important, is upping your fat intake, especially when it starts getting really dry in the fall season and in the winter season too. There's so much wind and snow outside, and it's really cold, and your body needs that fat for insulation. Your body needs that fat to function well and keep you strong. So from fall to winter season, you should be having increased amounts of fat in your diet. If you have dry eyes, dry skin, like you're getting really dry on the inside, if you need more fat in your diet, right? So dietary fat also helps with vision, right? The sneha part of, your fat is also going to help with the vision, right? Because sneha is also like a quality of pitta, right? So you're going to need a little bit of that fat for all the pitta sthanas, or all the pitta sites in the body to function well, which is your liver, which is also your eyes, right? So that's one thing to note. If you are somebody who's constipated, and this is the one thing I talk about to all my clients, if you're constipated, you need more fat along with more water. So hydration is definitely the key, but you also need more lubrication on the inside if you are constipated. In Ayurveda, we talk about different dosha types. We talk about vata types, which is a lot of airy personalities. We talk about pitta dosha types, which are the fiery personalities, and we talk about kapha types, which is the earthy, watery kind of personality. So if you are somebody who has a dominance of wind in your personality, in your body, you need a lot more fat. So if you are lean and thin and have always struggled with putting weight on, if you feel extremely cold all the time, if you have dry, brittle hair, dry nails, if you don't feel nourished, you're cold all the time, or you're tired all the time, you need to have good amounts of fat in your diet. So that's going to really nourish you. With pitta kinds, you need about moderate fat in your diet. And the kapha kinds are the ones that can, because their bodies are really oily by nature itself, they don't need too much fat. So when we talk about fats, there are two sources of fats, even according to Ayurvedic medicine. So we look at the plant sources of fat and we also look at the animal sources of fat, right? So plant fats are your nuts and seeds, cold pressed oils made with nuts and seeds like almond oil, coconut oil is their avocado, is a fatty fruit, so that is also a source of fats. And when we look at the animal products, you look at ghee or butter or any kind of lard, or even bone marrow has been talked about, right? So if you are extremely dry on the inside, in Ayurveda, there are therapeutic uses of bone marrow and also lard, right? So always consult an Ayurvedic practitioner if you're not sure where to begin, because there are different kinds of fats that are suitable for different types of bodies, right? And avocado is something I'm going to talk about a little bit, because everybody loves avocados and everybody eats lots of avocados. They're also a little heavier to digest, so make sure your digestion is working fine. So anytime you increase your fats in your diet, anytime you go on a high fat diet, make sure your digestion is rock solid and extremely strong. Otherwise, you're not going to benefit and it can create more issues in your system, right? So, thank you for listening to today's live. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. You can also set up a free 15-minute consult with me. If you have had any chronic issues, if you're not sure, um, what's going on with your health, we can talk about it and I can really help you. And I do specialize in chronic issues where people have tried all sorts of things but not found any relief. So feel free to click on the link below and you can book your 15-minute free consult with me, and I can see how we can work together and I can support you to be the best, healthiest best in the new year 2020. So thank you all for watching this live stream, and I'll be back soon with another amazing video on another informative topic. I am trying to be consistent. I haven't been as consistent because I've been really busy. I'm working on my website, changing a few things here and there. But I'll try to make sure I'm more consistent with my lives. And feel free to share this video with anybody that needs to see this. Feel free to share this with your friends and family. And I also have my Facebook group, Ayurveda for Health and Happiness, where I share tidbits, and we have weekly challenges. We have some recipes every week. So feel free to join my Facebook group as well. And if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video. And till then, have a fantastic evening, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye bye. Hey, Marsha, nice to see you. Hi, Vaishali. Thanks for watching. I'm trying StreamYard so I can actually see all the comments here, which I totally um, didn't realize. So it's kind of a fun app where I can stream live. I can have my name in the banner, and I can also like talk and look at all the live streams comments. So it's a fun thing, yeah. So thank you for watching. I'll see you all soon tomorrow with another interesting video. Bye bye.